The meanings behind the seasons in The Last of Us. Since this game was designed around humans and the human experience, the seasons have many meanings. A quick Google search could show what each season symbolizes in both storytelling and in real life. You could probably see how most of these definitions apply to the story, but I'd rather take time to reflect on what happens in real life, in our world, as either a parent or a child. Summer means school is out and the children spend a lot of time outside with friends, similar to Ellie spending time outside the wall with Tess, Bill, Joel, Henry, and Sam. Fall is usually back to school season and is usually when we spend a lot of time with the family as we prepare to head back to school. Typically your friends are doing the same, so collectively everyone is outside less, at least in comparison to summer. Ironically, this is when Joel and Ellie explore the school, or the university. Winter is when a lot of holidays happen, which is a time of gift giving, and Ellie giving Joel medicine and having weapons of her own should represent this. Also, playing as Ellie is a gift in comparison to playing as Sarah, which feels like a punishment. The only thing I could think of about spring is spring cleaning, which everyone eventually does, and it kind of symbolizes out with the old and in with the new. And Joel and Ellie's shift in personality should reflect this. Easter also being in spring helps push that rebirth narrative. And Mother's Day being in spring should remind the player that Marlene's relationship to Ellie isn't as close as she likes to think. April Fool's being in spring adds to the ending of the game being seen as a joke. I could have went more in depth explaining everything, but who's willing to watch an hour-long video on what seasons mean in a video game? The Last of Us 2 ditches the idea of the game being centered around the seasons, but since it's set in a universe similar to ours, the symbolism and comparisons still apply. For instance, Joel actually dies in wintertime, for real this time, and winter symbolizes death in stories and in life in general. This video was mainly to show how much thought went into the game and how everything has a significant purpose, even if you didn't notice it. I will eventually be going more in depth in future videos, so be on the lookout. Subscribe, like, comment, and share the video. I know this video seems disappointing, but it's really to get you thinking. You're supposed to think this is what Ellie should have been doing and never had. Celebrating Mother's Day, April Fool's Day, spring cleaning, but instead she's on a suicide mission with a stranger, and it's where she wants to be. Joel couldn't have her die like that. It's not that he's seen her as his daughter, he's seen her as Ellie. Ellie that's been acting different all season. Ellie who only heard stories of the old way of life and the new world around her. She never seen a clicker before Joel, and she grew attached to him only after spending a year with him. The game being centered around the seasons should highlight this. Now, the video I'm recommending is not mine, but it's probably the best video I've seen on The Last of Us so far. It speaks from the perspective of the characters with insight from the developers themselves and touches on many subjects I will be diving deeply into on this channel, such as Joel not needing to torture those two guys. He also speaks on the seasons and how they represent them, which is the subject of his video. And in regards to the story and the characters, he gets a lot of things wrong, but 99% of the YouTubers who cover this game get a lot of things misread and wrong. His video is still the best one I've seen. And the video is worth watching, especially if you think you know the games. There's not really a clip I could put that could capture the video's essence, because much like the game itself and other videos I've uploaded, in order to get the most of it, you need to experience it from beginning to end. So do that. And one of the things that I disagreed with him on is how he sees Joel. He says that he doesn't see him as a good guy and how he could be a bad guy, but Joel is the best character morally in this game, and the only one who could beat him in that regard is Sarah, and that's his kid, so that says a lot. Anyway.